Chris Amos here with Winding Road Magazine. This week we have the 2016 Honda Accord V6 Coupe. And we've got a 6-speed manual transmission in this one. And man, this car is a peach. It has such a great engine. It's got a fantastic transmission. I think it looks pretty good. Let's go for a drive. We've got a nice sizable trunk back here. Kind of a small opening for the back seats, but it is a coupe, so you do give up a little bit of space in the back there. Still, they're definitely large enough to fit some adults. It's been a couple years since we had our last Honda Accord with a manual and a V6. And for some reason, this car feels way faster than before. It feels faster than actually a lot of sports cars. Spinning through second gear with the snow on the tires. The roads are a little damp, but mostly they've dried out through most of the sections that we'll be driving on today. Still, we're going to take it easy because it's a little bit chilly out. This is a fun car to drive. It's the suspension is pretty soft and supple, but once it sets into a corner, once it leans in, it holds its line pretty well, and it rotates pretty easily. It's a comfortable, sporty chassis, I would say. And couple with that with a fantastic transmission and a really torquey, powerful engine. I've really enjoyed driving this car this week. Honda really know how to make a good 6-speed manual. You know, it's got somewhat long throws, but they're not too long. It's not a short throw shifter by any means, but it's the right amount of notchiness. It's a good, confident throw into the gate. It doesn't feel clunky, and you can shift pretty quick. This engine has so much torque that you can pretty much just leave it in 6th gear on the highway and pass cars, pass traffic, without having to downshift. Of course, if you really want to give it the beans, you can always downshift into 4th or 3rd, and you've got a ton of power. Not a whole lot of wind noise in here. It's pretty quiet. And otherwise, this is, it's a pretty basic car. There's no radar guided cruise control on this one. No lane keep assist, which honestly I kind of like. It's nice to have. It's nice to see Honda making some kind of just bare bones sports sedans. This is just a really good driver's car. Torque steer isn't too bad. It's very manageable considering how much power it's putting down. And like I said, it definitely feels very front driven, which I think can be pretty engaging and quite a lot of fun. It's different. You set the car in a little bit differently than an all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive car, and man, it pulls. No auto rev match on downshifts. The pedals are placed pretty well for heel and toe, so I don't really think auto rev match is that necessary. And there's quite a bit of difference between economy mode and normal driving mode. The throttle mapping is pretty aggressive in normal mode, and then once you put it into eco, it gets a little bit more linear. I almost prefer driving it in eco, just driving it normally, because you don't have all these instant surges of power at light throttle. It seems to be a better throttle map for normal driving. It's a little bit easier to rev match in eco mode. But I don't think you get as much immediate torque as you do in normal driving modes. Brakes feel good. There really isn't anything special about the pedal feel. It's not spongy, it's not super stiff, it's just, it's good enough, it's fine. The brakes have enough power. I'm about 5'10", and the driving position is pretty good. You've got full telescoping steering wheel, comes pretty close out. Good range of motion. You shouldn't have a problem finding something that's comfortable for you. And as you can see, when you put your right turn signal on, you get a little camera on the right-hand side that shows you what's in your blind spot. You can press this button on the indicator stalk here to turn it on all the time, but that camera is only on the right mirror, it's not on the left. The left side, they have a kind of a wide angle section to the mirror that shows you what's in your blind spot. But since this is a coupe, you have a pretty nice view out of the side window in both cases. I think a car like this would make a fantastic daily driver. If you're not into it all the time, gas mileage is probably going to be pretty decent. And I think this is rated at 28 on the highway, 18 in the city. Driving it around this week, I've gotten about 22.3 miles to the gallon. Again, with filming and driving it a little aggressively, I don't really consider my driving to be an accurate depiction of what you get on a daily commute. This car does have an open differential up front. So if you do have a little bit of steering lock and you're getting into the throttle, it's pretty easy to spin the tires at will. But torque steer isn't too bad. It's definitely manageable. This car is just so much fun to drive. It's kind of hard to beat torquey, naturally aspirated motors. Couple that with this transmission, you can't really go wrong. When I first got into this car this week, I kind of felt like it had an old school feel to it. Sure, it has a lot of your modern amenities, and it's refined, and it's comfortable and quiet. No interior rattles. But the fact that it's not turbocharged, and this is such a good manual transmission, really makes me glad that Honda is still making a car like this. Because a lot of vehicles offer manual transmissions these days, but they just aren't very good. They're not good manuals. In the sense that they're not enjoyable to shift, and they don't really offer you a lot of feel or feedback in the gear change. Let's turn off traction control here, and I'll show you how the car hooks up in 17-degree weather through first and second. We'll straighten out the wheel here. So you pretty much spun through first gear, chirped second, and I don't think we got a chirp out of third. But man, this car is quick. It's great. 0 to 60 happens in enough time. I honestly don't think 0 to 60 times are that important. Second gear tops out at just under 60 miles an hour. You go into third. I still have to get used to this screen popping up. I don't really know why Honda is only doing this for the passenger side, for the right, and not the left. I personally usually have trouble with my blind spot on my driver's side, and the passenger side you can just kind of give it a look, and the passenger mirror is usually a little bit wider angle anyway. But it's a kind of a cool feature. See, what else is there to say about this car? You know, really, the high points are, this is a fantastic sports sedan with a great engine and a great transmission. You know, Honda's been basically rocking this formula for a long time, and they're still doing it well. So if you want to go out and get a new Honda Accord V6, I would say you can't go wrong. Get the manual transmission. You'll thank yourself for it. And something like this would probably respond pretty well to some modifications as well. You could put some better brakes on here, stickier tires, an exhaust, and you'd be in good shape. It just really pulls. Wow. Alright guys, well I think that wraps it up for the Honda Accord V6 EXL. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them when I can. Thanks, bye-bye.